Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, It's Count here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Today I'm going to be talking about Walrein with its Community Day move, Icicle Spear. This was of course introduced yesterday during the Spheal Community Day, and I have to say that this move is really strong on this particular Pokemon. I actually test drove this Pokemon in the Great League, and I have to say I had some phenomenal results. I'm going to be talking about all of that in today's video, so let's roll the intro and jump right into it. Alright, so before we dive into my PvP experience with Walrein and Icicle Spear, let's actually kind of recap how Community Day went. So yesterday was my Spheal Community Day, and I played pretty hard throughout the entire duration. Overall, I would say this is one of the busier community days that we've had in quite a while, and I really do think it's because of the PvP implications of a Walrein with Icicle Spear. I mean, compared to other community days that we've had in the past couple of months, I really feel like there were a lot more players active, especially those who PvP, and yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Of course, the weather was kind of inclement, like it was really cold and there was a little bit of snow, but on this particular day, it was actually pretty nice. Like the weather was slightly warmer compared to other days this week, and of course the sun was out by the end of the day. So yeah, overall, I feel like within the Chicagoland area at least, a lot of players were just actively involved in this particular community day, and I also think it's also because Shiny Spheal and Shiny Walrein are pretty unique compared to other shinies. For me personally, I did not take too many breaks yesterday, so I ended up catching around 600 to 700 Spheal, and about 30 of those ended up being shiny. And the highlight of the day is actually not the amount of shinies that I caught, but it was actually the fact that I was able to catch my 17th Shundo, and that is of course a Shundo Spheal. And then I was also able to catch a rank 1 PvP IV Spheal for the Great League. I think this is a pretty big deal, considering that when it comes to rank 1 IVs, you don't typically see those as often as you would like even a perfect IV Pokemon. So yes, it is actually quite rare to pick up a rank 1 Pokemon for the Great League. So as much as the Shundo was exciting, I actually felt really excited about getting that rank 1, because that means I actually ended up with a Walrein that was actually usable. Not saying that a Shundo Walrein is not usable, because of course you can flex on other players by having it as your buddy, so I guess there is some use to that, but overall, I think getting a rank 1 is super exciting during a community day, especially if there are really great implications for PvP with that particular move. So yeah, overall, I have to say yesterday's community day was a resounding success, at least for me. I was able to pick up that rank 1, and that is something that I really wanted for this particular community day. So yeah, needless to say, I was really excited and really happy with my luck yesterday. Okay, so now with that recap out of the way, now let's talk about Walrein with Icicle Spear in PvP. I have to say this is one of the most impactful Pokemon that I've ever brought to the Great League. So yesterday after the community day, I powered up my rank 1 Walrein to 1500 CP. Actually, I think it caps out at 1499, which is extremely close. And then I set it up with the best moves according to PvPoke. So that means my Walrein has the move Powder Snow as its fast move, and then Icicle Spear and Earthquake as its charge attacks. And then I ended up just throwing Walrein into a team where I usually went with Azumarill. So I have a Shadow Vic lead, and then I have a Skarmory as the safe switch, and then I have Walrein as the closer, and I actually found this team to be the most successful. And of course, I'm pretty sure there's a more viable team out there, but unfortunately, I do not have too many Pokemon that are PvP ready. But with what I had, this actually ended up being the strongest team that I ran with. So yeah, like I said earlier, I have to say that the impact that Walrein had on my PvP battles was very noticeable almost immediately. I mean, whenever I brought out Walrein, it was typically a winning situation, and overall, the amount of Icicle Spears that I could get off was just substantially powerful. And it was actually an enjoyable experience. Like the way Walrein plays in battles, it just feels really good. I actually even did all 5 of my PvP sets yesterday, which is quite shocking because typically I will do like 1 or 2 sets and I'll just call it a day if I even PvP. So yeah, the fact that I was able to do all 5 of my sets, that kind of just speaks to how fun the games are with Walrein as part of your team. I mean, it's not necessarily so much because Walrein is just a very powerful Pokemon in terms of its defense stats, but overall because it has so much offense with Icicle Spear, it just feels really good and really powerful to bring him out. Like, probably the most satisfying circumstance is if they switch to Altaria because I lead with Shadow Vic, and then I switch to Walrein to respond to it. And of course, Walrein with Icicle Spear and Powder Snow just completely melts down that Altaria and they have no way to counter it. And it just feels really good when that happens, and it just seems to happen quite a lot with a Shadow Vic lead. There were even a few instances where they would completely rage quit as soon as I switched over to Walrein because they knew they had no counter to it. Overall, I would say that I won about 75% of my matches. I had one set that was a 5-win set, and a couple that were a 4-win set, and the rest were actually 3-win sets. So it was around 75% to 80% win rate, which is really good for one Pokemon being switched into your team. Of course, I'm fully aware that the meta will probably shift. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon out there that are really strong against Walrein, and I'm pretty sure players will start running those Pokemon as more players use Walrein in the Great League. It's actually kind of funny because one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of players will actually lead with a counter to Walrein, which is of course something that I'm hoping for because I'm leading with Shadow Vic, which ends up countering a lot of those Pokemon. So I saw a lot of Alolan Raichus leading, and of course a lot of fighting types leading, and a lot of those Pokemon get melted down by Shadow Vic, and of course when they switch out to another Pokemon, I have Walrein ready and they have no answer. I actually think this is one of the reasons why I had such a high win rate yesterday, and it's because a lot of players were expecting Walrein to be the lead for a lot of different teams. So yeah, I don't know if this is the way that you should be using Walrein, but for me personally, this actually gave me a lot of success. But I plan to do 5 more sets today, and yeah, maybe my experience is going to be very different, but we'll just have to wait and see. I do think there are plenty of counters to Walrein, so it's not like it's completely imbalanced, but I think with what the meta is right now, with all the Pokemon that are currently in it, like Trevenant, Walrein is a very powerful answer to some of the top meta picks right now. So overall, I think Niantic did a really good job giving this Pokemon a really powerful move. It's very rare that they would do that because occasionally we get something weird like Alakazam with counter. But yeah, I really do think that Niantic actually hit it out of the park this time around with its Community Day move. And of course, I did come across a lot of lag issues throughout my PvP play, and it kind of reminded me why I don't enjoy PvP in Pokémon Go. But I do think that if Niantic were to weed out these issues this year, PvP could be in a really great place. With more Pokemon like Walrein with Icicle Spear being introduced, I really do think that we can have a really competitive field this year, and it's really going to depend on Niantic. If they can knock it out of the park with these Community Day moves, then we can continue to see a lot more diversity in the meta and just a lot more players actively engaging in this game mode, especially because there's going to be more Pokemon available that they can use, because as of right now, it's really far and few between what Pokemon you can bring to the Great League and Ultra League and Master League, and it's just kind of made the game just really unenjoyable for people who have a limited collection. So I really do think Niantic could fix this by introducing more Community Day Pokemon with actually viable moves, and yeah, of course they have to fix those lag issues as well. But that's going to be it for everything in this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have yourself a Walrein that is viable for PvP, definitely let me know how your experience has been down below. And yeah, and if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you stay notified on whenever I upload videos. And I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.